all I can think about is the burrito eating sequence.
I must hear this.
It's not really much to it. Like, at some point, for some reason, Abby eats a burrito, but then, like, I guess in photo mode, because the game has a very extensive photo mode, like, someone somewhere did, like, a whole photo shoot of the burrito sequence from all these different angles.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Joe shared some of those photos in our Last of Us 2 chat.
That's odd. I mean, it's odd just to even think about Abby eating, because just because, like, or really anybody eating in any video game, because I feel like it's like one of those things that just doesn't happen.
well, dude, she needs those.
Abby is so.
She needs that. She needs that protein to keep that muscle on, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's got a weird thing going on, but yeah, she's so inhuman that it's hard to imagine her doing a simple human activity such as eating a burrito.
I'll tell you though, this is the part from the stadium that really got me. It was actually, one of the most emotional parts is because the part where you're playing as Abby takes place a little bit before most of the stuff you're doing with Ellie.
Right.
So when you're in the stadium, you meet this friendly dog named Bear, and you can pet the dog. You can throw the ball and play catch with Bear. And all I could think of during the whole time that Abby was having this, this lovely time with the dog Bear, is that when I played as Ellie, I brutally killed that dog.
Oof.
Not because I wanted to, but because I felt at the time that I had no choice.
So I've heard that there are ways around murdering the dogs in the game. Unfortunately, I found out about them after I murdered all the dogs.
Yeah, me too, man. I found out I didn't have to fucking destroy Bear. I could have just left him to his own devices, but you know what? I didn't know that. I didn't know that Bear was a good boy, that he fetches balls. I just knew he was trying to kill me.
Right.
So.
Yeah, if you shoot the owner of the dog, or the caretaker of the dog, and kill them without the dog seeing you do it, the dog will just kind of stay there and then just kind of wander around.
Interesting.
I wish I knew that, because that was the one part I was most conflicted about. I wish I had like a save I could load, because I hated having to hurt
and
that
like
dog.
the thing is like the way the dogs operated in the game, like they can sniff out your scent and follow your trail, and they became like more complicated to kill than the humans. So like I hate saying this, but I made it my mission to kill them first, because if I didn't, like, I was going to get eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Naughty Dog did such a good job in both games, just creating that sense of, a lack of choice. But sometimes when you do have a little bit of choice, you still have to make a tough one. And they do a really, really good job. And I know later on in the game, you guys would know obviously better than me, that there are some things that you end up kind of, or you're sort of forced to do them, and they're pretty uncomfortable to do so.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any... go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I read about this one sequence where I guess you have to beat the crap out of somebody to get, like, information. That's all I really know, but do you guys remember that at all?
Absolutely. I believe that was Nora, right?
Yeah. I mean, Ellie, like, beats the shit out of Nora, and it's implied that you kill her, but as you find out later, that was just the beginning. Like,
and the problem
she doesn't kill her. She tortures her off camera, too.
Yeah. And the thing is, that moment, and she's doing this because Nora knows where Abby has gone, and Ellie wants to find Abby, of course. But, once you corner Nora and she's refusing to give you the information, it basically, it gives you control of Ellie, and she has, I forget what the weapon is, but she has like the equivalent of a baseball bat, and she pulls the baseball bat back, and suddenly like a button that you can press appears on screen. And she's not gonna do anything until you press that button. And I know I did not want to press that button. I wish they had had another choice, but it is inevitable that you're going to have to do it.
And the thing is, too, like, while you're not pressing the button, Nora is coughing and spitting and crying in pain.
Jesus.
And it just goes on until you press the button. And then you have to press the button again. And then you have to press the button again. And the noises that Nora makes get worse and worse and worse. So, like, you could press the button once, and it sounds bad, and you can just kind of let it sit there. And Ellie's just holding that bat, and she looks like she's kind of like torturing her. It's like fucking like Reservoir Dogs kind of shit, you know?
Jesus. Yeah, that's exactly what I read about. The guy was kind of speaking on that point and how difficult it was, and he felt like he had no choice.
But you don't.
Right.
You don't. There is no choice. That's where you're going with the game.
Well, he said something along the lines of, like, I tried to just not do anything, just to kind of see what would happen, and nothing happens. Like, you have to follow through with it.
Right. It makes it very, very difficult at points. You know, it's like, I want Ellie to get her revenge, but not at the cost of, you know, so many people. And, you know, you don't really realize it at first, but, like, you know, the WLF are not all that different from the Fireflies. I mean, most of them are former Fireflies, and a lot of them are not much different than the people of Jackson. You know, they're just people that are trying to survive in their own way. And, you know, they have a strong military presence in the area. But their main foes are the Seraphites. Those people are fucked up. I find the Seraphites absolutely terrifying, Dave. They whistle to communicate.
Yeah, it totally reminded me of the season finale of Walking Dead season 6 when Negan's group is trying to corral Rick and his friends. They did that whistling to communicate with each other.
Yep.
I was definitely getting vibes of that. That whistling also annoyed the shit out of me after a while.
It does, but I'm going to take this to another level.
Uh-oh.
My neighbor whistles like that.
Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
And he does it, like, for no reason. Like, it's just like, if he's working in the yard, he'll just whistle. He'll whistle in between, like, yelling at his family. He'll whistle when he's driving down the street. He just whistles. And it's like that loud kind of, like, same kind of whistle. So now I have the perspective of this game, and every time I hear him whistle, my head's like, huh, am I being hunted?
Well,
yeah.
Maybe he's identifying enemies in the area.
I guess so.
He might be protecting you.
I'm sure he's not. but thank you for the optimism.
I love how you said he whistles in between arguments.
Well, because he's like, that whole house is just a fucking disaster.
Oh, it's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know which one.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Dave, remember when we were filming Kodiak Killer, I said to you, I hope my neighbor doesn't come out?
I do.
Well, that was the neighbor, because we would have heard him whistling on camera.